In the studio with us now, American Idol finalist, friend of the show, and a man who's got a new single about to drop and a new album just around the corner, Elliott Yamin. Or was it Double E? Double J? What was your radio name?
E-double.
E-double.
E-double. E-double on your box.
On your
Is
radio.
that how you talked? Because
No,
it's like the old school radio DJs kind of changed their voices.
Yeah, of course.
Were you did you talk in that era, or did
I wasn't that extreme with it, but I was more like, hey, what's up? Thanks for listening to Power 92 Jams. It's your boy E-double on your radio. Listen, man, coming up, we got more chances for you to win, and you kind of like more, kind of
high energy.
Yeah.
You got the high energy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I wasn't overkill with my voice, like, ooh, Power 92 Jams.
It's the
Some people flip the
Some
script.
people are,
Like when you
yeah.
crack the mic, it's like a different voice. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, now you got your voice working for you in a whole different way. How
Yeah.
excited are you to be back with some new material?
I'm just excited to be back. I'm excited to be back and hanging out with you guys, man. You guys have been big supporters, and thank you so much for all your love, and great to be back in the San Diego area. I got my sister and my niece and nephew hanging out with us today.
I know it. Every time you've ever been on the show, which is like a dozen times, you always shout them out. Now we finally
finally see them?
They're no longer mythical figures anymore. They're real.
Yeah, he says he's got a nephew in every city he talks to.
Yeah, exactly.
We had your homie Taylor Hicks in here the other day. He's got an album that just dropped.
That's right.
And you
That's right.
you did a duet with him. That's cool.
Yeah, we got to do I was talking to Taylor last night till 2:30 in the morning, man.
Really?
Wow.
Because he just got to L.A. and I had just left L.A. to come down here, and so we did a cover of Bobby Womack's "Woman's Gotta Have It."
Mm-hmm.
Woman's Gotta Have It on his new record, and it just came out yesterday. So I'm really excited about it, getting a lot of positive feedback, and he's doing his thing, man.
Got to check that out.
Yeah.
He was in town with Grease.
Yes, he was.
He is
yeah.
acting in musical theater while still performing in cities he's gone to. Is that anything you've ever thought about? Getting on that kind of a stage?
It is. I've really always wanted to do a musical, and I don't have any experience in theater at all. But one of the coolest moments thus far, since I've been on this whole journey, is a couple of years ago I was offered the leading role in Rent on Broadway.
Wow.
And it was before we found out that Rent was going to be finished closing down or whatever, and it just wasn't the right time. I was on the road. I was in and out of the country, and then the offer came back around, and then of course I was on tour again. So it was always a timing issue, and I always think, oh well, what if hopefully maybe another opportunity will come along. But I would have loved to have experienced that.
That would have been a whole different take on Rent.
I know, right?
Got a different sound than most of the guys that play the lead role in that.
And it definitely would have been a soulful vibe. But I totally envy Taylor and Ace. Ace got to play Kaniki on Grease on Broadway, and now Taylor's done this like. It seems like a 2-year-long tour that they just kicked off not too long ago on Grease. So he's going to be on the road doing this Grease thing. But, I got to see him when I was in New York and see him on the show, and it was awesome. And, I totally envy those guys.
If you were to do one, do you have a dream? Would it be Rent that you would most want to do? If you had to pick your own role. I don't know how much of a musical theater fan you even are, or know how many shows
I am a fan, but I just don't know. I don't know too many shows, so I don't know what role I would play, or I don't know what I'd be good at. I love Rent because I'd seen it before. I'd seen The Traveling Company before, and so I was quite familiar with it and with the story. And of course, it's shut down, so there's no more Rent anymore, and now I'm kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, they're taking all the stuff you are familiar with now and turning it into musicals. There's going to be a Shrek musical on Broadway. There's going to be a Spider-Man musical that U2's writing all the music for. So.
Oh, wow. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, we'll throw you into one of those.
Who knows? Yeah.
When and if your schedule ever slows down.
Right.
Now, with a single drop in May 5th and with an album on the way, your schedule's not slowing down anytime soon.
No, actually, the single's out now. It just became available on iTunes yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And the album comes out May 5th. So
okay, the album.
So yeah. So what we're doing is we're just kind of on a campaign trail, traveling all over the country promoting the single and the record, and I love it. I love being back on the radio and being relevant again. And,
Do you go stir crazy? Because everyone has to have a window of time between projects. When you're sitting at home watching the daytime version of Deal or No Deal, and you're hearing other people's jams on the radio, do you go, I need to get some new stuff out there?
Yeah, The Price is Right gets kind of old after a while,
Yeah.
No, you do. It's funny, especially living in L.A. because you see tour buses there all the time. And so it's funny. It's like, I think our natural instinct is everybody always wants what they can't have, So, when you're on the road and you're out for like 6, 7, 8 weeks, you start getting a little weary and you miss home and you want to get home. And then, of course, when you're at home and you spend time at home after a while, you start missing the road again, and especially in L.A. because you see all these tour buses everywhere. And you're like, oh, man, I miss my home on wheels. I know what those guys are having a blast, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely I definitely was going a little stir crazy. Spent a lot of time in the studio too. So I've recorded so many songs and wrote so many songs this time around that we really had a lot to choose from when it came time to sequencing the album, and now I'm ready to, like I said, I'm ready to be out on the road and promoting it and performing.
Yeah. When you were on Idol, a lot was made about you having kind of a classic soul sound. You and Taylor both kind of have those. You mentioned Bobby Womack, and we talked to him about Ray Charles. And how did you get turned on to that kind of music when you were growing up? Why weren't you listening to Run DMC like everyone else in school?
Run DMC was in full rotation in my house too, of course. But I think it mainly came from my mom. My mom was she was a soul singer in her heyday, and she would just play that type of music around me. So that's kind of what I adapted to, and what I was drawn to most was that soul music, and my mom would also sing a lot of 40s and 50s kind of standard types, like Moody's Mood for Love that I did on the show. I would hear songs like that all the time in the car and in the house. So I think my mom was my first real influence for soul music because she had a real soulful voice herself.
In your interaction with your fans, has it come back to you that anyone's actually been turned on to music that, because there's only a couple people like you doing that kind of music right now? The people come up to you go, dude, I never even heard of Bobby Womack before, but now I'm buying his albums.
What I'm really proud of, actually, is I'm a huge Donny Hathaway fan, and doing a song for you on the show, I feel like, it really introduced and exposed his music, and I'm not the only person to do it, but I think I definitely met a lot of people since that time that told me, man, I didn't really know much about Donny Hathaway. I didn't even know he sang that song. And of course, anytime anyone does a show on Idol, the next day their record sales just spike up and go through the roof. So that's what happened with the Donny Hathaway collection, that album. And so a lot of people went and bought his music. And so anything I could do to kind of help, help bring some of the old souls back is really special to me.
That's really cool. And it's crazy the power of Idol. I mean, I would love to see the sales figures for Michael Jackson for the next 5 or 6 days. Because that's not even that old school, but even Gina was saying when we were listening to the clips from last night's show, man, I forgot that Michael wrote all these great songs.
I want to go get the best of.
Right?
Refresh my memory, because after a while some of the seasons run together. Were they doing the full artist theme nights the season you were on? Because I feel like that's only a few where everyone does a Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, they were, actually. Sometimes it wouldn't be an actual artist full genre. It'll be a genre. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they would either have an artist like a Stevie Wonder week or like a Billboard week like they had the past couple weeks or whatever. So